What propels us is the struggle to realize America's promise, a nation where every child can achieve his or her God-given potential, where every man and woman has a fair chance, where we fulfill the ideals our founders pledged their lives to defend and our nation was born to uphold. I've met families in this state and all over our country who've lost their homes to foreclosures, men and women who work day and night but can't pay the bills and hope they don't get sick because they can't afford health insurance. Young people who can't afford to go to college to pursue their dreams. Too many have been invisible for too long. Well, you are not invisible to me. The oil companies, the drug companies, the health insurance companies, the predatory student loan companies have had 7 years of a president who stands up for them. It's time we had a president who stands up for all of you. I intend to be that president, to be a president who puts you first, your lives, your families, your children, your futures. I believe deeply in America, in our can-do spirit, in our ability to meet any challenge and solve any problem. I believe in what we can do together. In the future, we will build together. There will be no more invisible Americans. We are in it for the long run. And that is because we are in it for the American people. This victory will serve notice that people across our country know what's really at stake, that we will all be called upon to deliver on the promise of America. We'll be called upon to deliver on the promise that the middle class will grow and prosper again, to deliver on the promise that government will be of the people, by the people, and for the people, not just the privileged few. To deliver on the promise that every generation will have their shot at the American dream, to deliver on the promise that we'll have the will and the wisdom to end the war in Iraq the right way, to deliver on the promise to take care of our brave veterans and restore America's standing, respect, and credibility around the world.
And she went on and on and on and on and on about all the great things she wants to do for America. We all heard her say this. The whole country heard Hillary's promises for 1 full year. America's promise about the ideals of the founders, worried about the people who lost their homes to foreclosures, about health insurance, about college and education. She had enough with the oil companies, drug companies, and health insurance companies. She was about standing up for all of you. You first, your lives, your families, your children, your future, for the American people. She knew she will be called upon to deliver on the promise, that she would work for the people, not just for the privileged few. She was about ending wars and restoring America's standing in the world. Well, these were her promises, so that she gets to be your president. She lost the seat, so what? It was not like the end of the world. Obama became the president, but he was right next to him. She could choose to do anything she wanted. So, according to her promises, she would have kicked ass and done all the great things she wanted to do for the American people, wouldn't she? She must have turned the world around for the American people in every great way she had in mind. So let's see what she chose to do.
We will pursue pressure and sanctions.
in order to change behavior and to send as clear an international signal as possible that Iran's pursuit of nuclear weapons will not be allowed. Imposed sanctions against Iran. The message is clear. If Iran's intransigence continues, it will face increasing pressure and isolation. Gaddafi needs to stop the assault on the Libyan people and leave power. The NATO-led mission is on track. The pressure on Gaddafi is mounting, and the rebels have been gaining strength and momentum. Mr. Gaddafi knows what he must do. There needs to be a ceasefire. His forces need to withdraw from the cities that they have forcibly taken at great violence and human cost. There needs to be a decision made about his departure from power, and as the foreign minister said, his departure from Libya.
So, I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
Did it have anything to do with your visit?
No, I'm sure it did. That if anyone, including President Assad, thinks that the United States is secretly hoping the regime will emerge from this turmoil to continue its brutality and repression, they are wrong. President Assad is not indispensable, and we have absolutely nothing invested in him remaining in power. The transition to democracy in Syria has begun, and it's time for Assad to get out of the way. Increase the pressure on Assad and those around him, and prepare for the democratic transition. I think every one of us would like to see Security Council action. The United States worked very hard to obtain a resolution from the Security Council. I would be willing to go back to the Security Council again and again and again. So the sooner the Russians and the Chinese move toward supporting action in the Security Council, the sooner we can get a resolution that would permit us to take the kind of steps that we all know need to be taken.
Iran, Libya, and now Syria. Continuous ongoing lobbying around the world for sanctions on Iran, bombing Libya, and now she wants to go again and again to the Security Council for Syria. She chose the Security Council. We thought she would choose the American people. She got almost 4 years in office now. Tell me what great thing she has done for the American people. She could choose anything she wanted to do. She could tell Obama, hey, I want to do something in education. I have a great plan to create jobs. I want to work on the economy. I want to work on healthcare. She could choose anything. What Obama would say, no, that's my thing. But what did she choose? She chose the Security Council. She chose to work on Iran, Libya, and Syria. And guess what? Who gets benefited from these works? How did the American people benefit from Iraq or Libya? Did any benefit reach the American people from the work we did in these countries? Let alone benefit, we are paying 3 times for the gas now. But yes, someone did benefit from the work in Iraq and Libya. It is the oil companies. Her ongoing rhetoric against Iran, who was it going to benefit? The oil companies. So who is she working for again? The oil companies. She chose to turn her back against the American people and work for the oil companies. Someone is totally pissed at the people for not giving her the vote, or she was lying right from the beginning. She was about ending the wars in the right way, not about starting new wars. But now she wants to go to the Security Council again and again. She was about the American people, each and every one of you, about your health, your jobs, your college, and your economy. But her works now benefit only the privileged few. How many jobs has she created? What are the reforms she brought for the American people? Any good she has done for the people? The first thing she did was start a heavy rhetoric against Iran, targeting their nuclear program. How a nuclear Iran would be the most dangerous thing in the world. How we must all stop it. But hello, Iran is nuclear today. Did something happen? Did anything happen? Then all her rhetoric against Iran was it even true? If she was honest and she said the most dangerous thing that can happen is Iran getting nuclear, then something should have happened, isn't it? I just thank God that she did not become our president. She would be a non-stop war machine. The first thing she would do is wage war with Iran, and there would be nothing we could do to stop her. It is as if God intervened and said, "Let Obama be." We don't need a great leader right now. What we need right now is the truth with some balls. If you have some truth and some balls to say it out loud, then we would like to hear from you. You can help us by subscribing to our channel on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter, and keep yourself updated of the lies and misleading maneuvers of politicians like Hillary Clinton and Mitt Romney. Please spread the message what you hear among your friends and family, and please ask them to subscribe as well. Thank you and God bless us all. Yours truly, the Nightingale.